I'm Rick Howard, president of Kingdom Magic Vacations. In my job, I get to travel a lot. I explore the world on land and sea, eating in unique restaurants and discovering interesting locations. I'm always looking for new places to visit, and I want you to travel with me. Welcome to Travel with Rick. Well, hey everybody, and welcome to our show this week. I've got my lovely wife, Leslie, with me. Hi, sweetie.
Hey,
Can I shake your hand? I shake all the guests' hand. Feels weird doing that with you. We're out on our veranda. As you can see, we're on a cruise ship here. We've got the beautiful Atlantic Ocean. It's a great day, right?
It's a beautiful evening, yeah.
It's a wonderful sea day here. It's actually our last sea day on our Panama Canal cruise. And no, okay, hold on to your hats. We're not on Disney Cruise Line.
Oh my.
We're not. I feel like I'm cheating. I feel like I'm cheating on a friend. But actually we're on Princess Cruise Line. My first cruise on Princess. Actually my first cruise on any cruise line.
Any other cruise
other
line,
than
right?
Disney. Not your first cruise on Princess though.
No, my second one, yeah.
Yeah, so you're a big Princess person. You book a lot of our clients on Princess, and
do.
love Princess Cruise Line, right?
I do like Princess Cruise Line.
You did the Baltic cruise this year with Princess,
yeah.
right?
My mother and I, we did the Baltic back in the beginning of their season in June.
Right, and you have more cruises planned with Princess for your mom this year.
Yeah, next year.
Yeah, next year.
Yeah.
Right, wow.
Yeah,
we
right
don't.
around the corner.
Yeah, we don't know when this is. We're filming this in 2012, but it may actually broadcast in 2013
Very
after 25 Days of Christmas. Because
Okay.
right now, as we're filming this, actually 25 Days of Christmas is going on Travel with Rick, and we're on vacation.
Okay.
Yeah, so this will actually air probably in 2013.
Okay, so that would be later this year.
So this is actually December 19th, if you want to know the exact time that we're filming this. So our cruise was from December 10 to December 20. We did a Panama Canal cruise, which was a partial Panama Canal cruise. So kind of explain how that works. So we'll go through the itinerary and tell you where we've been in a sec. But the way a partial canal cruise is what?
Well, what we do is we go into the first lock, which is called Gatun
Locks. Yeah.
And we go through those series of locks, which are 3, and then we turn around in the big lake. And it's not that you just turn around and go right back. You have to wait your turn, and you turn around, and the ship goes back through those same 3 locks, and then we go on around into the other ports of call.
Yeah. So I've got to say, if you've ever heard of a Panama Canal cruise and heard that it was just an awesome, must-do, once-in-a-lifetime experience, I will tell you it's exactly the truth.
Yeah.
Right? We did our research. We watched a lot of documentaries on National Geographic and rented a lot of things on Netflix and watched things on YouTube and tried to get as prepared as we could for it, and it was still awe-inspiring, wasn't it?
It was.
Just a really cool thing.
It was, you kind of get a visual by watching it on TV, but to actually experience it, placing you right there in it, it puts the whole picture into perspective.
Yeah. Basically, like Leslie said, in the Gatun locks. So the way it works is there are locks on the Atlantic side and there are locks on the Pacific side. So we entered the canal on the Atlantic side, and don't worry if you don't get all this. We're going to do a whole video just on the Panama Canal. So this is kind of our overview of our 10-day cruise, right? This week's show. We're going to do a whole show just on our Panama Canal thing, but we're going to try to tell you a little bit about it now. So just to tell you, we entered the locks on the Atlantic side. So what happens is they have to raise you up from the Atlantic to the Pacific, which is about, I think they said it was 85 feet above sea level is what you do. So they raise you up in 3 steps on the Atlantic side, and then there are other locks when you get to the Pacific side. So you basically enter in, cross into the Gatun locks from the Atlantic, you go into a lake and you sail further. And if you're going through the Pacific across the canal, then you step down a series of locks into the Pacific Ocean. So what it does is it cuts about 8,000 miles off of the ship's journey rather than going around the Cape of Africa, the Cape Horn of Africa, and making that whole trip. Instead, you just cut right across Panama and go right from the Atlantic into the Pacific. So what we did was we entered in the Atlantic, and as Leslie said, we just kind of turned around the Pacific, and we turned around and turned around in the lake, in the Gatun Lake, and then went right back into the Panama Canal again, and went right through. So we went through the Panama Canal, turned around, went back through the Panama Canal, all in the same day. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was. And what's interesting is there are other ships coming in, cargo. It could even be another cruise line for
Could
all
be
you
another
know.
cruise lines.
You just never know who you're going to get as your neighbor as you're going through the locks.
Yeah.
And we saw 2 freight carriers going
Yeah.
through when we were going through on both, one on each side.
Yeah.
And it was just phenomenal watching that.
Right, and I'm glad we didn't have to pay. Well, we had to pay for our cruise fare, obviously, but glad we didn't have to pay the toll on that because we found out it was like $350,000. They charge a cruise ship by the number of beds and the number of passengers, so it's like $95 a bed, $95 per bed, empty, and $106 per bed for a passenger. And so on this ship, there's about 2,000. We're on the Island Princess. We should tell you that. We're on Princess Cruise Lines on the Island Princess. And just to give you an idea, the Island Princess is about the same size of the Magic and the Wonder. She's 95,000 tons. I don't remember how long. I'm sorry. I should know that. But just to give you a rough idea, about the size of the Magic and Wonder, smaller smaller than the New Dream and Fantasy. Yeah, just slightly larger than the Magic and Wonder. But just a beautiful ship, lovely atrium area, great food, great restaurants, great clubs, great shows. I really enjoyed the entertainment.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, we saw a great show the other night called On the Bayou, which was a new show that Princess has just done, which was really, really cool. We've had some great dining. We've done something different this time. Princess Cruises does something called Anytime Dining, where you don't have a normal set dining time like you do on most cruise lines, and you basically just go to the restaurant when you want, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's different for you.
Yeah, it was different for me. I'm kind of a set, orderly kind of person. I know it's crazy as much as we travel around and stuff, but I still, when I'm on the ship, I like to know how I'm having dinner. But, we still kind of go to dinner about the same time, so we do our anytime dining about 7 o'clock every night. Yeah, so we still make it work for us, but it's been pretty cool. But it's been a great itinerary. We started off in Aruba, which we found...
Aruba?
Well, we had 2 sea days.
Yes.
And our first port was Aruba.
Yeah, I was wondering what you were talking about, like, to start it out in Aruba.
Okay, so we started out in Fort Lauderdale. Actually, what Leslie is, where I'm throwing Leslie off there is, and probably threw you off too. You thought we started in Aruba. We actually did not. We drove from Vero Beach, where we live, down to Fort Lauderdale, got on the ship, had 2 sea days, and when I say we started off in Aruba, our first port was in Aruba, which is a happy little island.
That's its motto. It's one happy island. It's so cute.
One happy island. You see license plates and shirts and hats and all kinds of things that say one happy island, which is kind of cool. And it doesn't rain there.
Well, what we were told is it rains only 9 inches annually.
Right. It rained all 9 the day we were there. It did. We really didn't have. We didn't have an excursion plan.
No, we didn't.
We were just going to get off the ship and go onto the island and explore. So Leslie and I just enjoy exploring little Caribbean islands, and so I threw my backpack and a couple of rain jackets and a couple of bottles of water and my iPad. And we walked onto the island, and we should have known. It started raining right as soon as we got off the ship, but it was just a light rain.
It's just real light.
And we're from Florida, so light rains are okay.
No big deal.
And so Leslie's like, should we keep going or should we go back to the ship? I'm like, let's keep going, So our goal was to go and explore the island a bit, maybe find a Starbucks, because we've been at sea for 2 days. So my goal was to find a Starbucks, have a nice cup of cafe mocha, and check my internet, and catch up on 25 Days of Christmas with you guys. And it rained so hard.
It did.
It poured.
It poured. It was so tremendous that the water came down so fast. It had nowhere to go, and we were walking in water this deep. It was
at least.
You had to laugh to keep from crying.
We stopped in the stoop or in the overhang of the Parliament building, and they wanted to let us come in and sit down, and we're like, no, hopefully it's going to lighten up.
We're going to want to pass.
Yeah, so we dredged our way back to the ship, and my iPad died.
But it's in recovery mode right now.
Yeah, it's where it will come back.
Hopefully,
hopefully it's going to come back. We put it in rice. Tip for you: if you're ever on a ship and you get your iPhone or your iPad or your phone or anything wet, stick it in a bag of rice. We've done it lots of times with kids' phones and our phones, and now my iPad, and the rice helps. I can tell you that.
Yeah, it's been in recovery mode in bag of rice.
Yeah, so that was Aruba. We had a rainy day in Aruba.
But it cleared up. All that being said,
and we weren't there that long.
Well, we weren't there that long, but then it cleared up. We made it at early port, and by 9:30, the rain had stopped, and I think it was just in a particular area because other people who had gone on excursions said that it was perfectly sunny and beautiful. So it just happened to be right in that vicinity where we were that it just poured, and that's okay.
Yep. So the next day we were in Cartagena, Colombia, which was kind of cool. Both Leslie and I's first time to Aruba and our first time to Colombia. Yeah. Cartagena is a beautiful city. It's gorgeous.
We loved it there. We did a city tour, and along with that city tour, we went into the old town area, and then we toured a fortress and walked up all the way up to the top of this fortress, and we learned a lot about the not only the culture, and in addition to how Cartagena and all the forts and all that history with the city.
Right.
You know, that
yeah, the ports and all the pirates that the city had fallen to. Who was the pirate? The last pirate that it fell to?
Captain Jack.
No, it wasn't Captain Jack Sparrow. but the last pirate who was there, I can't remember my history now, but he's one of my favorite pirates. We'll flash it on the screen for you as I remember. It's been a long cruise, but the last pirate that Cartagena fell to in the 1500s, after they paid him $80 million of that time, $80 million to get the city back. Then they built this fortress around the city to fend off the British and the Spaniards and everyone else who would try to come in and pillage the city for its gold. And then they built this huge wall around the city, and then built these huge fortresses. I think there's a total of 20 forts around the town to protect it during the pirate days. It was actually a pirate's haven. Back in the 15 and 1600s, 14 and 15 and 1600s, just because it was just so well located, and it was the pearl of the Caribbean, really. Not the black pearl of the Pirates of the Caribbean, the pearl of the Caribbean as far as towns go, an old pirate town. So Cartagena has a great history there.
Beautiful city. If you're looking for emeralds, it's the place to shop for emeralds. If you guys are emerald lovers, definitely it is the place to come for that jewelry.
Yeah, the emerald capital of South America.
It's tremendous. I mean, and beautiful stones.
Aside from what you think, it's not drugs. They export gold and silver and emeralds.
And emeralds.
And emeralds all over the world. So they export 90 tons of gold a year.
I don't remember. It's just tremendous.
An incredible amount of gold that they
and emeralds. They found a new emerald mine not too long ago.
Yeah, just under road construction. They were just digging some new roads and struck a new emerald mine. Can you imagine? Which would be really cool. I bet those workers were really happy. And then from Cartagena, we entered the Panama Canal, which was just so cool. Kind of already talked about that quite a bit. We won't take up any more of your time. We're going to have a whole video of us going through the Panama Canal. We'll share that with you on another episode. And then after Panama Canal, going in and back out, we went to the city of Colón, Panama. And spent a few hours there.
To gather what we did there is those who got off of the ship and decided to do an excursion in the city of Panama, or to explore more about the Panama Canal or the town or the culture of Panama, they got off the ship during that time, did their excursion, and we met up with them back in the city of Colón and pick them up. So we were able to actually anchor for a couple of hours and go into the little town there and do a little bit of whatnot shopping, souvenirs or any kind of thing like that, and then get back on a ship. So it was a very quick 2 to 3 hour stop.
And then
really
short.
Left.
Really short. Everybody wanted to get off the boat and enjoy Colón.
Yeah.
And not Leslie and I, we didn't get off the ship in the morning. We wanted to really enjoy and experience both sides of the Panama Canal, not both sides, but entering and then doing it, going back through again. So we really wanted to enjoy that and do that. So we decided to stay on the ship that day and really get to experience the Panama Canal twice. So then from Colón, we went on to Limón, Costa Rica. Pura Vida. All of our Costa Rica fans, as most of you probably know, or a lot of you know, I went to Costa Rica this year on Adventure by Disney with Travis Tenney, and just had a blast there. So we got to see a lot of the same things that we saw there. Sloths. Leslie loves sloths.
They're my little buddies.
So that was our excursion. We went to a sloth sanctuary.
Yeah, where we did a canoe trip and a little walk in the jungle kind of thing, and learned a lot about the ways of the sanctuary and
the flora and fauna of Costa
Yeah.
Rica. You
Oh,
know,
yeah,
and it's a
and-
very rustic, very jungle, very rainforesty atmosphere.
It was, and you know what? It was so cool because we on our jungle cruise, and well, actually the canoe trip that we went on, we saw so much wildlife. It was just spectacular,
Right.
and we'll have pictures. I'm sure Rick will be flying in
Right.
pictures of that.
We saw sloths and we saw great birds. There's just so many
Birds.
varieties of
We saw
birds
turtles,
in Costa Rica.
bats.
Fish,
Oh, yeah, bats.
Bats, yeah, all kinds of
Bats
of
hiding
animals
out.
there. Yeah, bats hiding out under trees and stuff. And we got more bats to come. If you guys like bats, we're going to tell you more about bats as we go along.
And then
But that was Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Costa Rica was very, very nice. It was great for Leslie to be able to see Costa Rica because I enjoyed that trip so much with Travis. But I really wanted Leslie to be there because she's a wildlife nut. She just loves all kinds of animals, particularly the sloths. We didn't mention it, but you did actually get to see a sloth in Cartagena as well.
Yeah, I got to
and
hold
a sloth.
one.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
and
so-
they're so cute and
Yeah,
adorable.
they are cute, adorable, and very, very slow animals. So
Yeah,
it's
but
kind of
they're-
cool.
Aw.
So then after Le Mans, we had another relaxing sea day. Got to spend
Yeah.
more time on the ship, do a lot of things around the ship, enjoy a lot of activities on the ship. Great shows, great entertainment, great food. You guys know I'm the foodie here, right? Just love that. And then after a sea day, we went on to Ocho Rios, Jamaica, and we learned some patois.
Patois. Yeah, so Ariman.
Iriman.
Iriman.
Patois is just a local dialect. It's a mixture of Creole and English and French language, so it's kind of the local Jamaican dialect. Mon.
Yeah.
So everything has mon on the end, not man.
Not-
yeah, M-O-N. Yeah.
Just greetings kind of have them on.
That's right, yeah man. Yeah man. So
It was
that
fun.
whole thing,
It was
yeah.
learning. And we visited the Green Grotto Caves.
Yeah, that was so cool.
And then,
yeah.
then we went on to Dunn's River Falls.
Yeah, and I get to climb the falls.
Yes, you
that was a
climbed
first
the
for me, and
falls,
I
and
got to
it
say that
was-
was another bucket list thing for the old dude to kind of hang out with all these young people, and get respect. The guide was helping me up, and he goes respect, because I was out there doing it. I wasn't on the sidelines. You actually walk from the base of the falls, which is actually down in the ocean. So you start on the
Starts at the
beach.
ocean level.
Yeah, you start on the beach and you walk up. I don't know a total of how many feet, but pretty treacherous in parts. I gotta say.
The river
you
was
know,
running really fast.
really
These
fast.
guys are
slippery rocks, and these guys are just running up there.
these
So,
Jamaican guys are just like right there helping you up. And
climbing up the rocks, and
climbing
it's
and
definitely.
helping
They
you
say
up.
it makes you feel 10 years younger. I'm not exactly sure about that, but it did make me feel younger. Climbing with all these young people and hanging in there for an old dude and feeling like I could still climb a waterfall. So that was pretty cool. That was definitely a bucket list thing for me. So we accomplished 2 bucket list things. Climbing a running waterfall and going through the Panama Canal was pretty sweet.
Yeah, that was nice.
So Ocho Rios, yeah, the caves were awesome too. You didn't say too much about the caves,
no,
but
I
we
didn't
saw
say-
baits.
Bats, big
We saw
bats.
bats and we
Yeah.
saw snakes. That's what I was thinking. In my brain, I'm
Baits.
thinking bats and snakes. Baits. That's the way I came out. But yeah, so
Yeah, that was really cool. And I did not know that back in the 80s and 90s that was like a little cool disco little
And even
place.
earlier in the 40s and 50s, they stored rum there.
Oh, yeah?
The government stored their cache of rum there. I guess to keep it from the pirates.
Arr.
Yeah, Johnny
Captain
Depp.
Jack, he would have had
Captain
it all.
Jack,
He was
would've
all
been
about
there,
that.
yeah,
He knew it
that's-
was there.
That's where they stashed the rum away from Captain Jack. Yeah. You said there'd be rum. Yeah, so yeah, the caves are really cool. Walking through them, we walked down, up and down, lots of stairs and lots of walking through that one. But it was really cool. Went down to a grotto and saw,
Ariel, no.
Ariel's grotto. Yeah, so yeah, we didn't see Captain Jack coming in on a pirate boat either, but there was a cool lake down there and lots of bats hanging in there.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
So really,
bats.
really
They
cool.
were there, but they're not. They
Yeah,
were
and they had-
vegetarian and other kind of bats.
and
were-
insect eating and vegetarian, not flesh eating. I tell you, they're not vampire bats. So
It's
everybody's
like we
safe
walk
there.
around with your neck like that. No,
But,
I'm only
yeah,
kidding.
really cool, and they have it lit up in cool ways, so you can see it. And we saw lots of stalactites and stalagmites,
Yeah.
and learn the difference, growing up and down. At some points, almost growing together, which was really, really cool. And then we had another relaxing sea day today.
Yep,
That's
today's today.
Now you're up to us, so now you've gone all the way through day 9. Here we are on our last sea day.
Yep.
That's the ocean out there. It's starting to get a little cooler. I got to say the tropics were nice and warm.
Oh, it
was
was
close to
nice.
90 when we were at Cartagena. And even in Ocho Rios yesterday, it was quite
Probably
warm.
mid-80s, definitely. Had
But-
quite a bit of humidity.
But
Lovely.
Dunn's River was pretty cool. I gotta say that was probably 75 or so.
What, the water temp you think was really
Yeah,
cool?
the river was refreshing, you know, so you're climbing up and all of that, but it was really refreshing. But just been a great cruise on Princess. Gotta say, it was great for me to experience a different cruise line.
I'm so
So
glad.
everything you're kind of measuring, you know, because you know, we've done over 25 Disney cruises, so everything kind of measures against the thing you know, and we know Disney cruises, so
Yeah.
you know, you're kind of comparing and measuring against. And I got to say, Princess is definitely an upscale line. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's
Enjoyed the
I
food,
love
the
it.
entertainment. The ship is just beautiful, as we said. Our stateroom's nice. Leslie got us a cool upgrade. It's good to know a travel agent, guys. She got us a kicking upgrade to a mini suite, you know, with a nice little free internet package and a nice little mini bar. That was cool. So that was good. So our last sea day, we're back in Fort Lauderdale tomorrow.
Yay, we get to go home.
Back home. Leslie gets to see our animals and our kids. Or yeah.
One and the same, whatever.
But that's going to be it. So you got to ask a question of the week. You
Oh
gotta
my
ask,
goodness.
You got to ask them
I'm
a
not
question
prepared.
of the week. Okay.
Let's see. What can my question be?
How about, we just told you about our Panama Canal cruise,
Yeah.
and we told you a little bit. I'm still going to steal your question
Oh,
of the week
no, that's
here.
great with
So
me.
we've been learning all about Princess itineraries. They have ships that go all over the world. The
I
Orient, Australia. They have a 28-day Hawaiian cruise.
Yeah.
28-day
Well, it's-
Hawaiian
yeah, it's
cruise.
Hawaiian
Goes through the
and-
Hawaiian Islands, then it goes through French Polynesia, Bora Bora, and Tahiti, and all through there. So
Yeah.
we've been learning a lot about those, been attending some seminars and checking out some sailing stuff and cool stuff. So my question is, probably is going to be yours now. If you could go anywhere in the world on a cruise ship, where would you like to go?
Well, that was exactly. I was thinking. Okay, we're on the
Okay, ask 'em.
Princess. So if you could go on a cruise, well, just exactly what you said. If you could go on a cruise anywhere in the world, where would you want to go?
Yeah.
And Princess can definitely take you there, and
And
Kingdom
Disney.
Magic can help you out getting there.
And Disney pretty much goes a lot of places too. They've got a lot of itineraries, but definitely Princesses all over the world. They
All
have
over
several,
the world.
Excuse me, they have several ships in Australia. They have ships in Asia. They have ships in Europe. They have
all
ships based
over.
in the States. We're doing all through the Caribbean and all through the islands. So,
All over.
You know, just all kinds of cool stuff. So, you know, we're looking at lots of great cruises. Hope you're thinking about great cruises too. And as Leslie mentioned, of course, Kingdom Magic is always there to help you. But leave us a comment below. You guys know they're like oxygen to me. Just love reading your comments. So answer her question. If you could go anywhere in the world on a cruise ship, where would you want to go? Love hearing from you guys. Love you watching our show. Hope to see you right back here next week. Thanks a lot for being here, honey.
Oh man, it's my pleasure. I love it.
All right. So long, everybody. See you right
Bye.
back here next week on another episode. Well, hey guys, welcome to Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Almost feels like we're on Main Street in Walt Disney World, except this is not Disney snow. This is real snow. This is just awesome here. Leslie and I are out here for our anniversary snowmobile trip that we come out on every year. We're in Jackson Hole today. Tomorrow we're going to be heading on up to Du Bois, Wyoming, where Brooks Lake Lodge is, where we'll be doing all of our snowmobiling and stuff. Had a great flight in. Had a little ski run on the airplane, you know, as we landed. The pilot said he was going to have to do an instrument landing because it was snowing and it was kind of overcast, and it's a really short runway anyway. So with the snow, we were kind of skidding around a little bit. You don't get that in Orlando very much, but it was pretty cool, and it's pretty cool here now. I mean, we're talking 15 degrees or so, you know, it's pretty chilly here with the snow coming down, but it's really a blast. Well, listen, you guys left some great comments for last week's show, our Pirates night on the Disney Dream. Actually, all the Disney cruise ships put on a Pirates night. So you guys had some great comments for that. Diana said, how fun would that be? I seriously need to win a Disney cruise to take my 2 girls on. It's my 10-year-old's dream to be on the Disney Dream. That's a pretty cool dream. John says, my favorite pirate is Long John Silver from Treasure Island. It's always great to see the pirate party. I had so much fun the night they did when we were on the Magic 3 years ago. I wish I could go again. Thanks for the memories of such a great cruise. Great beard. I know, man, we're in like week 8 of the beard. I'm glad I did it now because it's really paying off. You know, I got my scarf and I got my natural insulation there. It's a good thing, John, I'm telling you. Keep growing until you get back from Jackson Hole. Yeah, I think I'm gonna probably shave before we even leave. Sarah says, my favorite pirate is Errol Flynn. He did some great pirate movies. He really did. Those were great classic ones. Kathy says, Avast! Love the pirate lingo, Kathy. Davy Jones, love Davy Jones from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies because the technology that went into making him is just awesome. It's true, it is. Though I do have a classic movie, good old Captain Hook from Peter Pan. Of course, that's awesome. Dave says, another great video. Can't believe Disney does such terrific fireworks from a moving ship. Grew up with Long John Silver from the 50s Treasure Island movie, so he'd be my favorite pirate. Arg. Thanks again, Rick and Andrew. Let's see. Lee says, wow, great video. Gets me all excited for my fantasy cruise in June. That's going to be awesome, Lee. Favorite pirate, Jack Sparrow. And Lee says, thanks for making these videos. Great way to stay in touch with the Disney parks. Well, you're welcome, Lee, and thank you for watching. And we love bringing you our videos. Jacob says, great video, guys. I love the pirate themed cruise. It looks like it'd be amazing and oh so fun. The play and the fireworks and everything look like so much fun. I think my favorite pirate would have to be Hook. Yeah, he's a villain, but he's not so bad, and he's Disney. Best of luck, and I hope you all have fun in Wyoming. We're having a blast so far, Jacob. It's really cool here. Pardon the pun, but yeah, it's pretty cold, as Leslie says. It is. So we went ahead and ran your comments through random.org and came up with number 6, Kathy P. I don't have it to show you, but we're going to send you a nice Tomater plush when we get back to the office in Vero Beach and we thaw out. Yeah, we'll get that out to you. But anyway, I'll drop you an email, Kathy. Just respond to that email with your address, and we'll get you a nice Tomater plush out. Maybe Andrew can find a picture and fly it in right now. I don't know. Did it happen? We'll see. All right. So anyway, listen, we're gonna go find some food and some maybe an adult beverage somewhere and kind of get warmed up by a fire somewhere. And you guys stay frosty wherever you're at. We're gonna be heading out and doing some snowmobiling, get some great video for some upcoming TWR episodes for sure. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Thanks for sharing us on Facebook and on Twitter and on iTunes and on, I started to say Netflix. Wow, wouldn't that be cool if we were on Netflix? But iTunes anyway, because I watch Netflix and iTunes on the same device. So anyway, my Apple TV, that's where I watch Travel with Rick every week. So anyway, thanks a lot for sharing us. Thanks for leaving your comments. And of course, as always, thanks for watching. Don't miss next week. I don't know, I'm traveling. I forget what we're showing next week, but it's going to be cool. Don't miss it. We'll see you right back here next week for another episode of Travel with Rick. So long, everybody. Stay warm. I'm going to try.